for a vibe like this? Do for a vibe like this. Tell me what you gon' do for a vibe like this. Do for a vibe like this. Tell me what you gon' do for a vibe like this. Do for a vibe like this. Fill my cup, let me take a sip. Roll one up, let me spark my split. Vibe like this.
Woo! I needed that. This is, you know how Papa has the spinach super dad got the, got the special. Got the special in the cup. Father to the game. You know what I'm saying? Daddy 2-1. But how's the kings and queens? Hope you guys good. Hope you had a lovely Monday. Hope your week is starting off right, starting off nice. You know, it's a new day, so that's a new episode of the same show, and the Erratic Show, only show we in the streets and industry out here with Erratic Assassin, the hip hop therapist. I'm always down to talk about it. Yeah, man, and it's a Tuesday. You know how we get down on the Tuesday. It's a news day Tuesday, so got a lot of facts coming from you on current affairs as well as the factory. So just facts coming on. But before we start there, I have to give you the answers for Off the Top that were out yesterday. The questions were out yesterday, so here are the answers. Question one was, what was the first South African hip hop album that went platinum? The answer is Pitch Black Afro with Styling Gel. Pitch Black Afro Styling Gel. Like I said, I don't think a lot of people would have guessed it, but when you think about it, back in the day, at that time, I think it was like around 06 or something like that. That his very weird animated raps getting commercial hype. I'm sure a lot from white people as well. Also, but the bars are very gassy and the flow's quite also getting the niggas, the hood niggas involved. So it was like that perfect combination of private versus, I guess, private school and public school coming together and mixing it. Everyone can just relate on that and enjoying it, you know what I'm saying, with the boss. So that was Pitch Black Afro Styling Gels, because first hip hop album that went platinum. Then I asked you, what was the first non-vernac or English South African hip hop album to go platinum? This one you should all know, aka Levels, the Super Mega, RIP. But shout out, he opened that door. Everyone was at that time was like, no, you have to rap in vernac, you can't do English, going at him. But for him, that was like breaking barriers, I think, showing more that in South African hip hop, it's not just about the language, but also what you're saying. Like, if you're telling our stories, if we can hear our narratives, our just, little, how AK does little bars, putting in Santa and Bryanston here and there. I think it's more important to listen to that than the language instead, and making sure that other people can also hear that so they know what's going on and that translates. So, shout out to that. And then last we asked you, who was the first African artist to be featured on Color Studio? And the answer is the one and only by Luanster. I believe this was out in 2019, just before pandemic days hit. Representing, homie got the melodic jazz and the raps and the style and the woo and the electrifying. So it makes sense why he was the first. So shout out to that, breaking that barrier. I'm putting and showing all the young people, and the independent young people, that you can do it, you can reach, that the world is looking. And I think the young niggas in South African hip hop have just been growing and growing since that. So, I'm sure we're going to see more and more niggas on Color. So that was your answers for Off the Top. Thank you for playing with us. Hopefully you got them right. Leave the answers in the comment section. And yeah, just learning more knowledge for the hip hop heads. But now we're going to go more knowledge in just, life in general, in the South African life, just so you have a better understanding of our country and where we come from. I am talking about the factory, ladies, where we just present facts. And I'm shouting out to all the ladies, the women, the femme bodies, because we are keeping it women focused for Women's Month. So I just want to get into the reason why we celebrate Women's Month, especially Women's Day on the 9th of August, last week, Wednesday. That's mainly because, we had 20,000 strong women come out to march to unit buildings with over 100,000 signatures on a petition against women having to carry, a pass or don't pass, the pass laws, especially black women. So as much as they went up to fight against that, they also were fighting that, they want equal laws, equal treatment, equal rights as the male counterparts in life in South Africa. So just, breaking that whole stigma down, fighting, putting ladies empowering. So we shout out to them. And if you want to, there's a monument in Lillian Ngoyi corner out in Pretoria. There's a monument there. Just them standing is pretty dope. It's pretty dope. And talking about Lillian Ngoyi, we're going to get into her. She is an activist, an anti-apartheid activist or human rights activist. She did big stuff for South Africa and SA. So, first she started out. She was married. Started out as a nurse. Studying to be a nurse. In Pretoria, she was born in Pretoria. So in Pretoria, she was studying to be a nurse. Became a nurse. Got married. When her husband died, she became a seamstress. Sewing up together, putting up clothes together. Making a way for her and her daughter, just making plans to survive. She became a seamstress, but through her seamstress work, she started, working closely with the Garment Workers Union of South Africa, and through that, she got into politics and politicians. So in 1952, she decided to join the ANC Women's League, just as a participant, and as a woman speaking up, fighting against the apartheid government. From that, the next year, literally 1953, she was elected as the ANC Women's League president. Just that, I think that shows you just how strong and dedicated she was. To a year later to be the president. A year later after that, she was the first woman to be voted into the ANC's executive council, so the actual ANC. And ANC is the African National Congress, for those who don't know. If you're watching, so she was voted into the executive of the ANC. That's in 1954. So, 1952, joined ANC's Women's League. 53, she's the president of the Women's League. 54, first woman to be, voted into the ANC Executive Council. And then in 56, her alongside Helen Joseph, Rahima Musa, Sophie de Blade, Motlale Pula, Chabaku, Bertha Kowa, and Albertina Sisulu, they organized the march with all the women to the union buildings to fight for the rights, which obviously we did get now. She also started up the Federation of South African Women, so FEDSA, and the FEDSA, she helped found that organization, which is the people who led the march to the union buildings. And as that, she was also like a one-to-woman in SA, because obviously apartheid government and rally against. But besides that, she did stow away, because she was wanted, she stowed away on a boat to Cape Town to Switzerland to attend the World of Mother Congress, which was hosted by the Women's International Democratic Federation. So when she was there, she went to Switzerland, London, touring, meeting all these places, getting all this information from different women, different leaders, before coming back to the South Africa being a one-to-woman. So shout out to Lillian Ngoyi. She did a lot of work. We see her, we appreciate it. And thank you for, being a part of our freedom, being a part of our democracy, and setting a new future for women. And we hope we can pick up that fight and make a better future for women, because right now currently still is tough with all the JBV, sexual assault, rape cases that are happening. And I think we'll drop stats on that next week just to show how real it is. But today we celebrate and thank you. And that was it for the factory. Hope you enjoyed that fact. Hoping, you might be feeling inspired that you can make a difference too. It don't matter where you're from or don't matter where you come from, you can make a difference too. But now we get into, the news of it all, and cultural fairs, where we tell you everything and hot and new that's been happening. So firstly, want to give shout out, if you're looking for a job or something, Cheeky's out in Braam, they are hiring, they're looking for a manager, I think they're looking for waiter staff, a scholar, I don't know what that is, I think they're looking for a chef, but they got some positions. So if you're checking, you want to get hired, you're looking for a part-time job or something, Cheeky's, Braam, go out there, second De Beer Street out there in Braam, go out there, apply yourself, who knows what might happen, might pop, ooh, next thing you're a winner, ding, 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 winner, chicken dinner, literally, because they also do food. But I was talking about winners. Miss Africa happened this past weekend. Natasha Joubert was crowned Miss SA. Apparently she's been in the running 3 times. They say the 3rd time's the charm. So she got it. Shout out to her, shout out to the queens. I guess people still, there's still a battle against Miss SA about, pageants, just parading women. People also saying it's empower women, excuse me, just for a night and for a few times, them doing themselves for their own wonder, wanting to look good, want to, show off what they got and also talk deeper into the skills. So I don't know which side of the fence you guys sit on with that, but shout out to Natasha Obert. You know, we support everyone chasing their dream, gonna get it, gonna get that bag. We love it. We love it. She is a superstar. And talking about superstars, you know what I'm saying? This news is so big. This news is so big. I couldn't just have it on, you know, Music Matters. But Muzi is dropping an album, baby. Listen, he dropped the single with the music video. It was already going, like, it looked up, the song's really looking vibey. You know, Mans has been on FIFA. So when the album's coming, an album, it's big news. You know, this is one of our biggest artists, one of our biggest, you know, exports. Even last year he was out there doing a tour in North America, Europe. So, you know, this is major news, major news. Hopefully we get that invite to the listening session when it does happen. Hopefully we get that invite, but we're gonna be waiting for that. Shout out to Muzi dropping album. Yeah, man, we loving that. But talking about dropping, one thing that you shouldn't be dropping is litter, guys. You know, climate change is real. We feel it in December when it's raining. We felt it this winter with snowing and everything. So the McDonald's out in Durban has been fined $5,000 for illegal dumping. They found a video of the employees just taking their trash and dumping it on the sidewalk on the side, and they were charged $5,000 for that because it's just piling up and it's disgusting and it's nasty, and it really is, guys. I mean, even here in Joburg in town, people just littering. I think there needs to be, we always want the government to clean up what stuff, but there needs to be pride in community. Like, you know, if it's your town, if it's your stuff, I feel like people in town should be rallying each other to be like, no, guys, let's clean up this mess. You know, let's change our own city, our own town, our own perspective on it. Like, if we the people take care of it, then we don't really need the government, but the government would be like, oh shit, you know, they don't need us, maybe let's try to do something before they vote us out, or they realize that they don't need us and they revolt. So let's take care of ourselves, let's take care of our community, neighborhood watches, you know, cleaning up stuff. Also, that's why pick it up is so important. Everyone loves it, like, oh no, garbage collectors or whatnot. And it's like, nah, dog, that's important. That's an important job. Actually, I would want the best of the best garbage men to be, you know, garbage women, garbage people, you know, not that they're garbage people, but, you know, sanitization workers, that's what they call sanitization workers, to come through and be the best of the best. So I get the best cleaning. It's smart and nice. They should be paid double. You know what I'm saying? It's hard work. It's hard work. It's thankless work. The smiles, the stuff you see. I'm sure it's just, you know, they need to be paid deservingly. They are very important for the ecosystem. And just for humans. So yeah, guys, the littering, the trash, the garbage, please let's clean it up. Let's clean it up. Let's not do that. And talking about as well, you know, illegal drop-ins or dumpings. Unfortunately, this past week, you know, people were talking about a Cyan Boujee. Someone had leaked her sex tape, you know, violated. You know, revenge porn is against the law, is a violation. You know, dropping any videos like that is against the law, is a violation. So that happened to her. Unfortunately, she says it was Prince KB. She tweeted it. Actually didn't tweet it. She put it on her stories. That was Prince KB. Just now she's on virtual call via, I think, the podcast and Chill, Mike G's podcast, and she was coming out. She was confirming, saying that it's Prince KB. Prince KB hasn't said anything yet. You know, she is making that accusation, which is also, I guess this way is tricky with the law and stuff. Like, yeah, you can't, you know, do the revenge porn, but accusing someone of that, and I'm sure she has evidence or proof, but accusing someone of that is also like, okay, if it's not it can be tricky. So maybe that's why Prince KB is not saying that. You know, I don't know if this is going to be another case again, but yeah, man, that's crazy, guys. Just don't, if you have people's news, if you have people's private information, private stories, private, you know, private things, just don't drop it. It's not yours to drop, you know. Yes, they're part of your story, but it's not yours to drop. That's not your property. They are not your property. Like, you know, have some consent, have some respect for other people's space and bodies, and, you know, just living. So that yeah, man, that was whack. That happened. But also what was whack and legal was Johann Steynberg. He got, so now he's like, you know, the biggest, he's known for running the biggest Ponzi scheme in SA, like the biggest one, you know, that, like white man eating off niggas, you know what I'm saying? Just big scheme. So he was overseas. They arrested him for scamming as well. That side, they're trying to get him 3 years. The lawyers is appealing. Me, I say, boy, give him all. That nigga the biggest scammer, and he's out there living his life. He's dipping and say he's dodging. Give him all, take him. And we don't even do the expedition here. And we say, yo, you get trapped overseas. It's like, boy, what were you doing? That's what the government asks. What were you doing? Yes, let him stay there. Come on, man. What you talking about? You gotta take the white man out, take the white man out, put him in bars, I'm saying? We de-gentrification, the hood, de-gentrification. Let's say. And talking about gentrification, right? Let's talk about Braam. I saw an article on this the other day, like Braam being gentrified, and every time I'm there and I'm speaking with homies, it's always like, Braam don't got the juice no more. Like, what's happening? They get, what's happening is that honestly, the people who used to host our age group mates, like, I think it got to a point that we got old, and I won't lie to you, I think it got a little bit snobbish, a little bit bougie for Braam. Like, ooh, this child, it might rob you, phone snatching, but that happens anyway. That happens in Greenside, that happens in Cyan, that happens, in the club. So I don't even think that's an excuse for it, but I feel like we got older and bougie, and we're like, no, we can't really be chilling with kids, or it's like, embarrassment, like, you're 30 with the kids. So no one's hosting those popping events. Like, no one's putting in anything to popping events to bring it there, because when Spotify did Greasy Tunes there by where Dane used to be, 5 to beer, it was up. We were there. It was up. I know Cheekies is trying to get it back and moving in and up, having the Una Rams night, having your Femme Bodies night last week, where they had DJs like Bonahalo come through and Gulu, all that. Again, should have had a Groove Smash Thursday, would have been known. But that just lets you know Groove Smash was important. Stay tuned into the show every Thursday. So it's just, I think the onus is on us, like, bring events back. Also on the kids. The kids need to do something. Kids, I think they're all just trying to cook up in the north. Everybody's trying to live there. Nah, man, bring events, bring Braam back, de-gentrify Braam. I don't even think it's going through a gentrification. I just think it's going through, niggas acting brand new, too cool. We're not too cool for Braam, baby. Trying to bring it back. Cheekies, Nel, Amigo, we're supposed to have a meeting, trying to bring Braam back, trying to bring the events back, the life back. All the students is there. Where you gonna go? You need some life, because Marvel's still popping. Marvel's doing events. Marvel has venues here. People be hosting here, smoking bar kills, all that shit. And then they live and let Braam. We're gonna give life into Braam. We're gonna give life into Braam. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let it die like that. Ain't gonna let it go out like that. But I gotta go out like that. That means I gotta love you and leave you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Erratic Show, only show in the streets and in the street. I am Erratic Assassin, the hip hop therapist. I'm always down to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe, like, share, comment, notification bell so you can get all the, when the episode drops, you get all, you don't gotta wait for the teasers or the promo. We there, and you know what it is? It's E. Peace.